Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of TEW 2020 NXT 2010, and we are continuing to build up to our third pay-per-view special event, NXT Takeover Fatal 4-Way. We're into week 3 of March 2010 here, and NXT kicks off with Cesaro in the ring. Cesaro qualifying for that NXT Championship Fatal 4-Way match on the previous week's episode for NXT. And he comes out and he's ready. He says he's ready to show everyone he is the best wrestler on the planet. And he will do that at NXT Takeover Fatal 4-Way when he wins the NXT Championship. And he's interrupted by another man in that Fatal 4-Way match, AJ Styles, who qualified the week prior. And Styles says he's beat Cesaro once, one-on-one. And he needs Cesaro to know that one-on-one, triple threat, Fatal 4-Way, it doesn't matter. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles, will always come out on top. And it will be no different come Takeover Fatal 4-Way. They go back and forth before they want to fight. So next up, to kick things off here, AJ Styles taking on Cesaro one-on-one, 59 for that. And then the match gets a 67 as Cesaro picks up the win, hitting the Swiss Stefan Styles, following a distraction from the third man in that match, the NXT champion, Wade Barrett. As I said, a 67, 84 Styles, 45 Cesaro. Very happy with that. Very good match to kick things off between these two. Cesaro gets another win and builds a bit more momentum heading into that Fatal 4-Way NXT Championship match in a few weeks' time. Then the Women's Tag Team Champions, Daphne and Paige, come out to do a little promo. They're looking for a challenger to step up to the experience of Daphne, to the raw, I'd say untapped, but it seems pretty tapped with a championship round her waist, potential of Paige for 26 when they're interrupted by Serena, one of the women they beat to win the title. Serena teaming with Nikki Cross at the time, and Serena says she wants another shot. She says she knows she can beat Daphne and Paige. She just needs the right partner before introducing her partner, AJ Lee. AJ Lee and Serena aligning here and challenging the Women's Tag Team Champions. It might take more than just this random challenge. They got to earn it, but issuing that challenge, letting the Women's Tag Champs know they're here and they want those championship belts for a 37. Good promo from these four. Happy with that. As next up we have a tag team match between a team who was set up as the name The Empire instead of the Brit Boys, as I said last week, Neville and Mason Ryan, against La Sombra and Luchasaurus. And in the end, The Empire picks up the win. Neville rolling up La Sombra out of nowhere and getting a pin on the NXT Cruiserweight Champion for a 23, and La Sombra sustained a shattered knee. That doesn't sound good. Oh, the Cruiserweight Champion picking up an injury. Hopefully that's not too bad. I say a shattered knee doesn't sound good though, does it? So I'll have to wait and see. 32 Ryan, 30 Luchasaurus, 22 Neville, 16 for La Sombra. Happy with this. Good match nonetheless. Hopefully La Sombra's not out too long. We then have a promo from the NXT North American Champion Alberto Del Rio, with EC3 by his side, of course. And Del Rio is talking about Fatal 4-Way. He says that Dusty Rhodes made a mistake booking this match, but it doesn't matter, because one-on-one with Nakamura, one-on-one with Okada, Fatal 4-Way with both of them and EC3 by his side, Del Rio will always come out on top, will always keep that NXT North American Championship around his waist where it belongs for a 59. Good little promo here from Del Rio. Confident in his abilities to retain his NXT North American title, before we have a tag team match with a spot in the NXT Tag Team Fatal 4-Way match at TakeOver up for grabs. It is Dean Ambrose and Eddie Kingston taking on the Briscoe brothers, and the Briscoe brothers picking up the win, Jay pinning Eddie with a Briscoe device for a 43. Good little match here. 42 Mark, 40 for Jay, 38 Eddie, 31 Dean. Happy with this as the Briscoes get the win and advance to NXT TakeOver Fatal 4-Way to take on, as things stand, the Young Bucks and the Rotunda brothers, the champions. We then have a little promo from the three men in the triple threat match tonight to decide the final superstar in the NXT Championship Fatal 4-Way match. Heath Slater, Seth Rollins, Skip Sheffield. They all want an opportunity to gold. They want to become NXT champion. Who will get the opportunity, who will advance to the Fatal 4-Way match. 51 for that promo. Happy with that. Then we have a triple threat match trying to find Karma's next challenger. It's Bayley, Candice LeRae, and Dakota Kai. 4 up-and-coming superstars on the brand. But in the end, Karma, much as she often does, storms out and ruins things, not letting us have a finish, beating down Bayley, beating down Candice, beating down Dakota Kai. The match ending in chaos for a 22, 24 LeRae, 20 Kai, 19 Bayley. Happy with this, but Karma standing tall, having demolished 3 of her potential opponents here for a 28. Happy with that once again, show. Going well, as I've said in previous episodes, popularity-wise in its early stages, not expecting the highest scores, but as we go, hopefully build it up. Before we have that triple threat main event, Heath Slater, Seth Rollins and Skip Sheffield, a shot at the NXT Championship on the line in the end. The final superstar in the Fatal 4-Way match with Barrett, Cesaro and AJ Styles is Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins hitting Skip Sheffield with the curb stomp in the end and picking up the victory for a 53. Really good match. 42 Heath, 52 Seth, 41 Skip. Really happy with that. Good main event as the NXT Championship match is officially done and set. Wade Barrett defending his gold against Cesaro, Seth Rollins and AJ Styles in a fatal 4-way match, which will hopefully be really, really good. This episode of NXT gets a 51. Really happy with that. Another really good show. Keeping that momentum going heading into TakeOver Fatal 4-Way, and hopefully we can continue to do that next with the Go Home episode of NXT heading into TakeOver. And this Go Home episode of NXT kicks off with the Fatal 4-Way competitors in the ring. The champion Barrett, Styles, Cesaro and Rollins. All men pleading their case. All men want this. Barrett says it's going to be the same result as always. No matter who the challenges, he will keep his NXT title. Styles says this is his moment. He says he would have beat Barrett if he didn't cheat last month. But now, with anything goes, AJ knows the rules. He knows the landscape. And he's walking out champ. Cesaro says he's the best in the world. And this is his time. This is his moment to be on top. And Seth Rollins says the same, really. This is his chance. He's been waiting for this. He's been waiting for revenge on Barrett as well. And there's no sweeter revenge than taking that NXT title away from him. So that is what he's going to do come TakeOver for a 63. Good opening segment here. Also announcing a main event tag team match, Barrett and Cesaro against Styles and Rollins, which will hopefully be a really good way to end the Go Home show heading into TakeOver. We have a tag team match next though, as Okada and Nakamura will be in the NXT North American Championship Fatal 4-Way come TakeOver, but they're working together tonight, taking on the team of the Dude Busters, Kalen Croft and Trent Beretta, and Okada and Nakamura pick up the win, with Okada pinning Beretta with a German suplex for a 44. Good start to the show here. 56 Nakamura, 33 Okada, 28 Beretta, 20 Croft. Really happy with that. Good start. Okada and Nakamura getting another win and building more momentum heading into their NXT North American Championship Fatal 4-Way match. As then, out comes Neville. La Sombra injured. He will have to vacate the NXT Cruiserweight Championship because he is out for 15 months, which is incredible. That's the longest injury I've ever had in one of these games, but he is injured. And Neville comes out and Neville says that he'd be sorry, but he's not. Because that's what you get. That's what you get when you mess with the real king of the Cruiserweights. Neville says people thought he was a joke, thought La Sombra was top dog, but look what happens. As Neville is standing here, and, well, La Sombra can't even walk, because Neville broke his leg. And they were kind of laughing and saying, and demanding the NXT Cruiserweight title be given to him because he deserves this. With Mason Ryan by his side, interrupted by Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins, much as he has constantly done these 3 months, wants gold. He believes he's too high stature to be on a show like NXT anyway, let alone without a title around his waist. He wants the Cruiserweight title. Neville kind of laughing off before looking at Mason Ryan, and Mason Ryan clotheslining Kurt Hawkins, taking him down, and Neville will look to settle the score because we need a new Cruiserweight champion. It's very short notice, so this is the setup for it. TakeOver Fatal 4-Way, Neville, Hawkins for the Cruiserweight title for a 29. Happy with this. Good little segment here as well. Then a tag team match, AJ Lee and Serena declared themselves challengers for the women's tag titles last week, and now showcasing their abilities a little bit here with a win over the Iconics for a 35 Serena, 32 AJ, 15 Peyton, 12 Billy. Happy with this, good match. As Serena and AJ do get a win and do, seem to impress the champs, who come out and there's a little stare down between Daphne and Paige and AJ Lee and Serena, who will come out on top when these two teams go head to head at TakeOver Fatal 4-Way with the women's tag titles up for grabs for a 39. Another good segment, show's going really well. Next up, the NXT Women's Champion in action, Karma taking on Nikki Cross, and Karma defeating Nikki Cross with the Implant Buster for a 41. 51 Karma, 20 Nikki. Happy with this, Karma getting a dominant win before promptly being attacked by Bayley, Kansai, and Dakota Kai. Karma on the other end of a beatdown right now, as Bayley, Kansai, and Dakota Kai work together to take down Karma a bit. Karma trying to fight off, but being overwhelmed, absolutely swarmed here. And in the end, the three women managing to knock Karma over the top rope and out of the ring, coming out on top here, showing that maybe if they work together come TakeOver Fatal 4-Way, Karma could be dethroned. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. A 24 for that. Another good segment. Really happy once again. As then we have a promo from the Rotunda brothers, and they're ready for TakeOver Fatal 4-Way. They say the Young Bucks, the Briscoes, whether it's the Fortunate Sons or the Usos as well, they're ready to fight for their tag titles, because they are the tag team champions for a reason. And no matter who's in the match, no matter who they're against, they got each other, and so they know they can get it done. They can keep their championship for a 41. Another good segment. Happy with it. Can't complain with a 41 here, can I? Before we find out the final compare in that Fatal 4-Way, as the Fortunate Sons take on the Usos, and the Usos pick up the win with the Alius. 39 Curtis, 19 Brett, 30 Jimmy, 28 Jay. Happy with this, as it is a family affair come TakeOver Fatal 4-Way, as the Rotunda brothers defend their gold against the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson brothers, the Briscoe brothers, and the Usos, of course Jimmy and Jay, who are, believe it or not, brothers. It is a family affair between four brother tag teams for the NXT tag team titles. Hopefully it'll be really good. And we have another ominous promo from Luke Harper and Abyss. Luke Harper praising Abyss for his actions a few weeks back when he took out Daniel Bryan. He says, listen to those voices, it's so good, you did such a good job, but your mission is not over. Your next job is ready, your destiny awaits you, my child. Kind of rubbing his hair once again, just petting him for a 38 here. Very creepy, very ominous, as these two tend to be here. But doing well before that main event tag team match, AJ and Seth Rollins against Cesaro and Wade Barrett, and in the end, Cesaro and Wade Barrett get the win. Wade Barrett pinning Seth Rollins after hitting him with the knuckle dusters for a 52. Rollins sustained a strained wrist as well. Hopefully he's not out with long. Not a good episode for injuries. 82 AJ, 52 Seth, 53 Wade, 51 Cesaro. Really good match. If they get those ratings come TakeOver Fatal 4-Way, it should do really well. As afterward, there's a little brawl as well between the four men, and in the end, AJ and Seth, despite losing, managed to get Cesaro and Wade out the ring, and then they kind of stare down over the NXT title, which, showing that all four men could come out on top here the last 4 weeks. Cesaro got a win, Wade got the win here, AJ and Seth coming out on top here. Hopefully Seth will be okay for the match. If not, we're going to have to scramble for a replacement, but still, good way to end the go-home show for a 64 here. Overall, a 45, happy with that. Another good show to end this week's episodes of NXT and this month's episodes of NXT. And next episode will be NXT Takeover Fatal 4-Way, which hopefully will be a really good show. I hope you're looking forward to that. If you are and you've enjoyed this episode, then leave a like, subscribe for more, and thank you for watching.